What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Saturday, January 18th, 2025. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Today is a great day to jump on something long term. The card is absolutely loaded with massive college hoops cards on Saturday. We've got some NHL on the board. We've got some NFL on the board and NBA as well. So make sure that you jump on board, check out something long term. Use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase now. We're here to talk about the NHL card on Saturday. I do apologize this is getting out late, that we're probably going to miss the live the puck drop for the first game on the board, which is the Devils and Flyers. I'm just going to give you the play here because I don't have a slide drawn up for it. I am going to take the Flyers plus 1.5 and on the money line. So if you can maybe get a good live price on it, if you're catching it after the puck's dropped, then that's where I would go. Maybe look at live betting it. But we're still going to break down the other 14 games on the card today. It's just been chaos with how big this college hoops card has been. I've been burning the candle since 6 p.m. last night. No rest. So no rest for the wicked. We're going to keep rolling on. No complaining. This is what I signed up for. But you guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the Canadian Tire Center, where the Ottawa Senators take on the Boston Bruins. And I went back and forth on this game. I do like the goaltending for Ottawa and how it stepped up with the absence of Linus Ullmark, and they've allowed 2 goals or less in 4 straight games, including a 1-0 game last time out, a 2-0 shutout over the Islanders on the road. So I think that Ottawa can hold true here, but head-to-head between these two teams, there's been a lot of low-scoring games. The under 8-2 in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Boston's had some issues offensively themselves. They've had some issues with consistency. So I'm going to take the under 5.5 between the Senators and the Bruins. Now we go to the Ball Arena, where the Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. And another game where I think I'm leaning towards the under. I got burned with the under with Colorado against Edmonton. They lost that game 4-3, but the fact of the matter is, Colorado's still doing very well between the pipes with Mackenzie Blackwood, really finding himself in his new home in Colorado. The Dallas Stars, with Jake Ottinger, have one of the best, an up-and-coming goaltenders in the NHL. Dallas's goaltenders have allowed 2 goals or less in 4 of their last 5 starts. So for me, this feels like a 3-2 playoff type atmosphere kind of game. I'm going to lean towards the under 6 in this one. Now we go to the Amerant Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers take on the Anaheim Ducks. And I was trying to get there with the Florida Panthers, but not at this price. Minus 400, a little bit too rich for my blood, considering the Panthers have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They've given up at least 4 goals in those games as well. And while the Anaheim Ducks really haven't been much to write home about as of late, this is still an Anaheim team that was competitive against Tampa Bay. They took them to a shootout. They beat Carolina in overtime in 2 of their last 3 games. So to get 3 times our money on a game where I think it could genuinely be a coin flip, at least for a good chunk of the game, and maybe if we get late into the game and it's tied maybe 2-2 or 3-3, I'm going to take a shot here with the Ducks plus the 1.5, maybe a little bit on the money line at plus 300 in a lean. Head-to-head between these two teams, the last 3 meetings and 4 of the last 5 have all been 1-goal games, including Anaheim winning in Florida when these two teams met in January of last year, almost a year to the day. So give me the Ducks here plus the 1.5 and on the money line at plus 300. Now we head to the Amalie Arena, where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Detroit Red Wings. And I said, at the back end of that homestand for Detroit that I was a little bit concerned for the Red Wings because I thought that maybe the win streak would have a hard time continuing, and they lost to San Jose, but he came back out against the Florida Panthers and won outright 5-2 and looked really good doing it. And now the Detroit Red Wings go to Tampa Bay to take on a Lightning team that they've actually owned in recent meetings. The Red Wings won all 3 meetings last year. They've won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. And Tampa Bay, they've been inconsistent. They've alternated wins and losses in each of their last 5. If you believe in that kind of pattern, that would mean that they're set up for a loss here. But even then, they're still just 4-6 in their last 10 games. I'm going to take a shot here with the Red Wings plus 1.5 and on the money line at plus 175. Now we go to the Capital One Arena, where the Washington Capitals take on the Pittsburgh Penguins, and this is one where, we just talked about a couple dogs. I think this one's going towards the way of the favorite here. I'm going to take the Capitals in regulation on the puck line here. The Pittsburgh Penguins are just sliding right now. They just when you think that they're ready to turn the corner, for the most part, they go ahead and fall flat. Now, they did get the win against the Buffalo Sabres on Friday, but they have still lost 7 of their last 9 games. Goaltending continues to be an issue for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it's one thing to beat the Buffalo Sabres, who have had issues at times, but now you got to take on a Washington team that still has one of the best records in the NHL this season. They've been consistent home and away, 15-4-4 at home, 15-6-1 on the road. I think the Capitals get it done here. I'm taking the Caps to win this one in regulation and on the puck line in this one. Now we go to the Bell Center for this matchup between the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I really hope my family ain't watching this, because I'm taking a shot on the Montreal Canadiens here in a lean. There's just no denying how well Montreal is playing right now. They've won back-to-back games. 5 of their last 6, 8 of their last 10 have all of a sudden gone from a team that was in the basement of the Atlantic Division to a team that is now 500 and in mentioning for a wild card spot at just past the halfway point of the season. Toronto, they're going to be fine. They're going to get back on track. Heck, they snapped their 3-game losing streak with a win over the New Jersey Devils at home before going out on the road for this game. But Montreal just historically has had a way of battling Toronto tough. It's a rivalry matchup. These teams don't like each other. And like I said, Montreal just has a weird way of showing up for these games. So I'm going to take Montreal here in a lean at plus 120. Now we're going to Madison Square Garden for this matchup between the New York Rangers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And, again, I want to try to figure out why the Rangers may be getting this much love. I know they've won 3 of their last 4 games, 4 of their last 6. I know the Blue Jackets haven't necessarily been at their sharpest on the road. They're 6-15 on the road this season. But the thing is that the New York Rangers, a lot of the recent spots that they've been able to take advantage of, especially against Utah last time out, were games where they could take advantage of teams that were just in bad situations. Teams like Utah, teams like Chicago, teams like the Boston Bruins, who are just struggling. The Columbus Blue Jackets are not that. They've won 6 straight, 7 of 8, 8 of 10. And I think they're just playing well enough to take a shot on the value here. So I'm going to take the Blue Jackets here, plus 1.5, and on the money line at plus 160. Now we go to the Canada Life Arena, where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Calgary Flames. And this is just a traditional spot that I've been going with the Calgary Flames this season. You back them at home where possible, and if there's value fading them on the road, you do it, because the Calgary Flames have been a Jekyll and Hyde team this season. They have a 33% win percentage on the road, and you're starting to see that they're really struggling. They just got swept in St. Louis by the Blues in the back-to-back they had there. The Winnipeg Jets, they're back on track. They've won 3 straight and 4 of 5, all at home. This is going to be the last game of their home stand, but they're still 18-4-3 at home this season. One of the best home teams in the NHL from a record perspective. I'm going to go with the Jets to win this one in regulation and on the puck line in this one. Now we go to the UBS Arena, where the New York Islanders take on the San Jose Sharks, and I'm going with the dog in this one. Give me the San Jose Sharks on the puck line and on the money line here. You guys know that if you've watched the wraparound long enough here, that the San Jose Sharks are one of my guilty pleasures. It's only a lean for me here because the Sharks have had some issues on the road lately. They got blown out by the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-1. They lost to Minnesota at home 3-1, lost to Vegas 4-2. But the New York Islanders aren't necessarily playing well themselves. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. They've dropped back-to-back home games against Philadelphia and Ottawa. They've lost 3 straight and 4 of 5 at home, going back to that debacle against the Buffalo Sabres before the Christmas break. So I think there's value here taking a shot on the Sharks plus 1.5, and on the money line as well at plus 185. Now we head to the Bridgestone Arena, where the Nashville Predators take on the Minnesota Wild, and this line has shot up since I originally did the graphic for this game. But I'll tell you, I will take the Minnesota Wild all day long here, because I think that if you followed the wraparound, I think that the Nashville Predators are one of the most disappointing teams in the NHL this season. The Preds have just been able to let us down time and time again. Now they have been better at home, but they're still sub 500 team at home. 10-8-3, so 10-11 at home this season. The Minnesota Wild have won both meetings this year. in Minnesota, but now that's even more because, you know, the Minnesota Wild are a 500 team at home. Now they go on the road where they're 16-4-3 this season, one of the best records in the NHL on the road this season. Give me Minnesota here at plus money. Now we're headed to the T-Mobile Arena where the Vegas Golden Knights take on the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm just going to go to what I feel is a bit of the safer route here. I'm going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights to win this one in regulation. Maybe not necessarily worry about the puck line. You can if you want, but I'm just taking Vegas here. Chicago's lost 4 straight, 8 of 10. The bulk of those, they have given up at least 4 goals. In the majority of those games where they gave up at least 4, they gave up 5. They've given up 5 or more goals 6 times in their last 10 games. The Vegas Golden Knights, they've dropped back-to-back games on this road trip, but against better teams than what they're up against here. They dropped it against Carolina and Nashville, and it is a back-to-back for the Vegas Golden Knights as well, so that's something to be weary of as well, but lean towards the Vegas Golden Knights in regulation for me at minus 140. Now we go to this matchup between the Utah Hockey Club and the St. Louis Blues, coming to us from the Delta Center. And the Utah Hockey Club, again, a game where I have no idea why the Utah Hockey Club are getting as much love and respect as they are in the betting market. Sure, they're at home, but this is a Utah team that plays their best hockey on the road. They're 6-11-4. Utah is at home this season, 6-15. The St. Louis Blues, 11-10-3 on the road, very similar to their 11-10-1 record at home. So they're consistently inconsistent, but they are coming off of back-to-back wins at home. And right now I just feel like they're in better form. Utah's lost 8 of their last 10 games. Goaltending continues to be an issue. So give me the St. Louis Blues here on the puck line at on the money line at plus 105. Now we're going to Climate Pledge Arena for this matchup between the Seattle Kraken and the Los Angeles Kings. And, you know, the Seattle Kraken, just another team that's just wildly inconsistent. Hard to trust them even at home in this spot. They've lost 6 of their last 8 games. The bulk of those, they have scored 2 goals or less. And that's not something that you want to see when you're going up against an LA team that has allowed 1 goal or less in 5 of their last 6 games. 2 goals or less in each of their last 6. And funny enough, I mean, they've taken the loss in a couple of those as well because they've had goal-scoring issues themselves. But the issues are a lot more prevalent for the Seattle Kraken. And I think that the LA Kings can take care of business here. They've won each of the last 2 meetings, 4 of the last 5 between the two. Give me the Los Angeles Kings here on the money line at minus 149. Our final game on Saturday's card takes us to Rogers Arena, where the Edmonton Oilers pay a visit to the Vancouver Canucks. And the Vancouver Canucks are just still a very tough team to back on their home ice. It's just where they don't. It's where they continue to struggle, and they've had issues all season long. They're 7-9-6 at home this season, so basically a 7-15 record. Edmonton been just as good on the road as they've been at home, 14-6-2 on the road compared to 15-7-1 at home. The Oilers, you know, I was concerned about the Oilers earlier this season when Vancouver had a chance at a playoff revenge spot, and Edmonton silenced that by beating up on the Canucks 7-3. And I don't expect anything different here other than an Edmonton victory. Do I want to lay the puck line with Edmonton? You could. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. They are playing really well right now, but they have had a few 1-goal games in their recent win streak. They've won 4 straight and 8 of 9. And of those 4 wins that are on this current win streak, 3 of those have been by 1 goal. And over the 9-game stretch, 4 of them have been by a single goal. So for me, I'm just going to take the Oilers here. You can also stretch this to a regulation play if you want. I would not be opposed to that. But either way, I'm taking the Oilers here across the board to round out Saturday's card. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Saturday, January 18th, 2025. Just a reminder again, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head to pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. And remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.